Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you for clicking. This is episode 20 on Mr. James's project. All right. Thank you once again for stepping by and watching the channel. Our main goal is to educate, open the eyes of people, help the vulnerable. Okay. In case you need any help, kindly send me an email and I will be glad to help you. All right, so in your view is a 3D of a 5-bedroom house. Okay, this 5-bedroom house have been converted to a 6-bedroom house. Are you with me? Yes, very sizable, spacious enough. At the moment, we are at the first floor superstructure and we're almost at the lintel level. Okay, the estimated cost for this first floor superstructure is 76,796. Okay, yes. Some 5-bedroom house, when you get to the superstructure, will vary depending on the type of design. Are you with me? If this building was not a pitch roof and it's a hidden roof, the cost will be different. You understand? The cost will be different based on the type of structure that we are putting up. Okay, yes. At the moment, we've gone up to 10 courses. Okay, so in this 10 course, we are going to go with the lintel. After lintel, then another course of block will come. As of now, we finished the block work and then we did the pillar casting. So as you will see, all the pillars have been cast. Are you with me? All the pillars have been cast. Okay, we are still using our existing boards. We are not purchasing new board. I think we did purchase a few boards, especially with the beam plate. Yes, because most often than not, it's good that the beam plate that you use for the ground floor can be used for the first floor if you don't change the blocks. That is why even in recent time, I'm all advising people to use 6 inches for the first floor, unlike before when I said they can use 5 inches. Why? Because I have seen a way of reducing cost. When you use 6 inches for the ground floor, your beam plate will be 1/6, which will be 6 inches. You understand? So when you go to the first floor and you use 5 inches, means that you have to buy another set of beam plates. But here lies the case: there's 6 inches hollow block, and so once you use 6 inches hollow block, you don't have to buy beam plate anymore. And I think that's what we did for Mr. James. Yes, so the carpenter had to cut all the boards into a 1/5. From 1/6, he has to chop off about 1 inch away from the board in order to make it a 1/5 beam plate. So these are the round pillars being cast by using the mold. Yes, it is very, very important that you get someone who knows the job very well to come and cast the pillars for you. Okay, these pillars usually takes a lot of cement. There's a little of stones, but there is enough cement. They have to rent the mold. Okay, it varies per location and distance. Some people will charge you 400, others will charge 500, others will charge you 600 for the mold. What the carpenter is doing is what we call the beam plate. So this beam plate is what the lintel bar is going to run on, and then we're going to cast the lintel concrete. You understand? Yes, we're going to cast the lintel concrete. Okay, so Mr. Samuel Adu is the carpenter working here. The steel bender, Mr. Isaac Gomado, okay, a very renowned gentleman. I admire him a lot. As you can see, the pillars, the carpenters did a good job. Yeah, they did a good pruning. When they say pruning, is a method that is applied to, when you are placing the board, it should be able to flush with the block work such that after casting, the concrete is not protruding. If the concrete is protruding, it gives a lot of work to the mason during the plastering time, because they would have to do a lot of chisel work to smoothen up the face or to make sure the concrete flushes with the block, because they are coming with a gauge for the plastering. Are you with me? And the gauge of the plastering should not be the same as that of the concrete. You understand? So the carpenter must do a good job, make sure that the boards are positioned properly, they are linear, and once they cast the concrete will not protrude. You understand? It is very, very important. Very, very important. In most cases, I advise that we use concrete vibrators. It helps a lot to segregate and make sure that the concrete settles properly within, so that there are no air bubbles within the concrete. Are you with me? Concrete vibrators are very, very necessary. And for me, in most of my recent construction, I'm advising that we go for concrete vibrators. It helps so that when you remove the board, the outward look of the concrete looks beautiful. You understand? It looks beautiful. It should be very, very rich. The ratio of the concrete to pillar casting is very, very important. That these are pillars, and therefore the ratio to sand and cement should be very good. So if you have 2 trips of sand, 1 trip of stones, and 1 bag of cement, just like we did for floor decking, here some people will go 2-2-1 or 2-2-1. Yes, 2-2-1. So 2-2-1 means 2 sand of wheelbarrows, 2 wheelbarrows of stones, and 1 bag of cement. Are you with me? So that is the ratio 2-1 for pillar casting. You can make sure your pillars are rich, just like we did for floor deckings. In floor deckings, we do 2-1-1. 2-1-1 as being the ratio. 2 means 2 wheelbarrows of sand and 1 wheelbarrow of stones and 1 bag of cement. 2-1-1. When you use 2-1-1 for your pillars, your pillars will be rich and stronger. Are you with me? So as you can see, carpenters are placing beam plates everywhere. These are all beam plates. You understand? Beam plate. So the block is 5 inches. The beam plate should also be 5 inches. Are you with me? So now the lintel, the steel bender is going to prepare his iron rod. Carpenter is going to place board along all the peripheral, both the inside and the outside, so that the steel bender can place the iron bar within. Are you with me? Very, very important. So these are some of the processes. Once you learn, you can understand and also have some knowledge, so that in case your contractor is going wayward, you can also say something. You understand? At least have some knowledge, because we are all at a disadvantage. Perhaps I am good in construction, but I'm not good in accounting. So if I go to an accounting industry, I may be cheated. You understand? Now, because you are not a contractor, so make sure that whoever is building for you gives you the right quantity of materials and the right quantity, or let me say, the reasonable payable amount of workmanship. Are you with me? So that you don't overpay or they don't end up overcharging you. Are you with me? Yes. And I think that it's about time, even Ghana, we develop. I know there are other big companies, they have softwares that is able to estimate everything mole per meter square, or per meter square, based on the measurement. So everywhere, entire building, they use that measurement. And believe you me, if they use that method, Ghanaians will not build, because that is very accurate. And that method or system uses high precision. You understand? High precision. Areas where I think 1 bag of cement is enough, with the system, it tells you you have to use 2.5 bags. You're getting the point. And therefore, most people are not going to build. When you go to India, they use that system. So it becomes very difficult for people to build. Yes. And even here in Dubai, man, for you to build, you see a lot of people have to save for up to 5 years before they even begin. And mostly they use contractors, big companies. Not necessarily the word big, but companies that have been registered and they are capable of executing these houses. They give them 2 years contract. So it means that in 2 years you have to complete the house. And therefore you need to pre-finance it. And therefore if you want to build a house here in Dubai, you need to make sure your money is ready for the whole 2 years. Because when they start building, they will build and build and build and build, and they don't stop. You understand? So look at Mr. James's house now. If you recall, when we started, we have to break some few areas off, and look at it now. It looks beautiful, isn't it? It looks beautiful. And we can do same for you. Once you send me an email, it's Bright&Clara@outlook.com. Okay, write to me. Let me prepare an estimate for you at a reasonable cost. And then once it is approved, we will go and build your house for you at a reasonable cost. From me to you, shalom. God bless you wherever you are. Bye-bye.